Hi, my name is Jillyan Dickinson. One day I was going through YouTube and I saw this video. It looked fascinating, so I watched it. This intriguing video was over a theory consisting of the idea of having two different sides of the brain. Based on a theory that Roger W. Sperry created in the late 1950s, we all have a dominant side of the brain. Keep in mind that the brain is not split into two parts, but the neocortex is. Neocortex takes up 3/4 of the brain and involves a higher function like sensory, commands, conscious thoughts, and even your language. Left brain people are more analytical, logical, and they think in words and enjoy things like puzzles. And those who are dominant in the left brain are typically better at reading than the right brain people. Right brain people are the people that have more of an imagination. Right brain people tend to be better at art and writing and all in all more creative. My question was, would being the right or left brain dominant change what you do and how you do it? Everything you do and everything you say goes back to the dominant side of the brain. If you are left brain, it would affect how you study, which will affect what job you may or may not have. A left brain person might work in an office or at a bank, while a right brain person you might see on Broadway or designing something because they have more of an imagination, creativity, and rhythm. I sent a short quiz to my language arts class that was made up of a couple different quizzes I took to decide if you are left or right brain dominant. Out of the 20-something kids in my class, only 10 people took it, including my teacher. 6 people were right-brained and 4 were left-brained. All of those people had a dominant side. Yes, some had like 1 or 2 questions of the answer that would fall into the other side of the brain, dominant. But they pretty much had a dominant side. With having a dominant side of the brain, it definitely changes the way you do things. Like if there were 2 different people robbing a bank. They have equal chances of getting in and out. The first person, who's right-brained, would jump into robbing without planning very much, whereas the second person, who was left-brained, would plan for days, thinking really hard on how to get in and out without being caught. I absolutely love Harry Potter. I love everything about it, including the characters and their personalities. So being me, I of course went straight to Harry Potter. I took tests for them to see what is their dominant side of the brain. And each test came out exactly how I thought it would. So in all of them, Hermione is always planning like crazy when they know it's just not gonna go how they want it to. But then there's Ron and Harry, who just want to go and they want to jump head first into the action. They want to get it over with and be the hero. I have read and watched these movies countless times. Am I judging how they act and their test? Hermione is definitely left-brained. Like no fight about that. Ron and Harry are most likely definitely right-brained. My question was, could being left or right-brain dominant change the way you do things and what you do? My conclusion is that it does affect what you do. It changes how you learn, how you think, and how you live. Depending on which side of the brain dominant you are, will somewhat develop your personality entirely. I really hope that you learn something and you start thinking about what side of the brain dominant you are. There are thousands of different online tests that you can take for fun that define what your dominant side is. You know how in all those movies that there's a big decision to make and the main character always says, "Only I can decide my fate." Well, if you are ever in that position, I hope you say, "Only my neocortex can decide my fate," and just walk away. Thank you.